Well, hello. I'm back. I'm back from my trip. I had a wonderful time, and I will do another video all about that. But I wanted just to do a quick update. I had taken these two journals out of the shop when I went on my trip because I didn't want someone to buy one and then have to wait 10 days for me to mail it. So I did a little updating. I put a little bit more ephemera in both of these, and each of these will be sold as kind of a little set. So let's get to it. So each of these books is going to come with one of these beautiful dangles that my dear friend Laura, the Jersey Crafter, made for me. All right, and I'll show those to you closer as I do the flip through. And then they will each also come with a ink pen dip set. And this one has a wooden handle with 3 different tips. And there are some instructions and some ink. And the ink is sepia in color. So that one is going to come with this herbalist journal. And then this one has a green feather. It comes with 4 different tips, and I think it comes with green ink. That's what it's looking like to me. All right, so that's those. And then this herbalist handbook will come with this gorgeous charm, and there's a tag that says kindness and courage, and I don't know what these are, but I love them. Pretty. And then this large old ledger covered journal will come with this. It's got beautiful browns and peach, and there's some flowers and some clear and some glass beads. Oh shoot, sorry about that. Hit the camera. So that's that one. So we're gonna set those aside, and let's do the smaller one first. And I came home, and I opened my door to my craft room and said, oh, looks like someone had a live sale in here right before they went on their trip. So I have a lot of cleaning to do. So there are 1 or 2 videos, I think, already of this one, but I will update the Etsy link to have this video on it. So this is a hard cover, right, out of chipboard, but then I printed that old Victorian photo album I had. I printed that out on fabric, and then I put some batting down in between the fabric and the chipboard to give it a cushy, poofy feel, as I call it. So here's the front cover. There's the spine, and this is constructed a little bit differently, as you can see. And then here's the back, and on the back you can see where it had the metal stand. And then right here on both, you can see the metal, how the metal scanned in. So it's got a really nice Tim Holtz book plate that says Herbalist. And this one is called the Herbalist Handbook. All right. And if you give me just one moment, because I didn't look ahead of time, I can tell you how many pages are in it. And I did slightly round all the corners on this one, just because they were really close of being a little bit too big for the cover. One moment here while I look this up. All right, so this one has 160 pages. It has 8 signatures. It's 8.5 inches tall, 5 3/4 inches wide. It has 1 3/4 inch spine. And let me just show you, there's some vintage lace there at the top and bottom. All right, and you can see the 8 signatures. All right, so here we go. Excuse me. There's some of that vintage tape that I made. There's little pockets with recipe cards and places to put all your information about your things, your herbs and whatnot. And there's just some ephemera clipped on, you know, ledger. This is an old playing card, or some kind of a card game with birdies. There's a yarrow tea recipe. There's several of these throughout this journal. There's a lined notes on the back. This is on parchment paper. And then beautiful image on the front. I just stuck one of these. It hasn't been tea stained, but I just think those little girls are so cute. Tucked one of those in. There's a tuck spot with a ginger tea recipe. And if it's not a tea stained paper, it's some sort of a parchment that I've printed on. Here's a tuck spot with a vintage recipe card in it. This is some of my digis from the scrapbook from the 1800s that had the real deal plants and flowers and leaves in it that I scanned in. So there's 3 sets of these in my shop. There's 10 images, full spread, you know, full 8.5 by 11 spread in each one. There's an evening brew recipe, another one of the note cards, some old ledger with a tag. Here's a little tuck with a recipe card and a vintage vocabulary card. Another little tuck there with a number code. Another one of my images. This is just some digital eco-dyed paper that I have. Tea recipe and a card. It's just a little bookmark like that I made out of an old file folder and an image out of a botanical book. Some old ledger. Another little tuck on this side and on this side with another one of the note cards. Some more eco-dyed. Another little tuck there and a tuck here. This is just some of that. It's like a wrapping paper. I just put on both sides. Some of the Chinese and English ledger with a recipe card tucked in. And if this video is up, these journals are back in the shop. There's a little claim check and a chamomile tea recipe card there. Little label. Oil recipe. Chamomile. There's a little ticket here, and this is just one of the little deli bags with a clear label. And I think this is one of Rosemary's. Look, eco-dyed ticket. And this is some ledger from 1871. One of the address cards from the old design shop. Some music paper, another one of the note cards. A basil tea recipe, a little bit of collaging there, an old book page. This is out of an Audubon book, but it's one of the pages that I did the beeswaxing on. I love what that does. I'm going to be doing more of that soon. Ledger. Here's an avocado dyed page from my buddy Pam, and a really cool music sheet. In there. There's another pocket with a recipe card. And here is the one upside down page in the journal. So if it bothers you that it's upside down, I would say bend it back. Maybe you could just journal on here, glue it down. You could fold it this way, glue it down and make a pocket. You know, you guys know. Haven't done that in a long time. I did it this time though. Another avocado, music, tuck spot. I love that paper. There's another little tuck here. There's the other side of the upside down page. Here's a peppermint tea recipe on this one. There's a little tuck spot with another address card and another notes. Here's some mulberry paper. Some more old ledger. This blank tea stain. Another notes page. There's a little blue chip stamp there. Tea recipe card. And here's the back with your Ex Libris plate. All right, so this one, again, will come with the pen, the beautiful dangle, and the journal. All right, so that's what that set's going to be. And let's go through the big one again. So this one, this cover was from a vintage tool book, all right? And so I made this in case someone didn't want it to say tool book. This is an image out of a Stampington magazine, and I put some muslin behind it and frayed the edges. And this is just a piece of chipboard that I painted brown and put a vintage stamp. So if you buy this, I'm not going to glue it, all right, yet. If you buy it and you want me to glue it down, I will. If you buy it and you just want me to send it with it, I will. If you buy it and you don't want it, just let me know and I'll take it out. And it says Whispers in the Wind right there. And excuse me, I have to cough. Goodness. All right, so there's that, which, you know, I like it both ways. If you want it more feminine, I would say let's put this on. If you want it how it is, which I think is amazing, let's leave it be. I did have to give it a new spine. The spine was very damaged. So I made, it's hard to see on camera here. I made a raised ridge at the top and the bottom. And then there's some beautiful vintage lace for the top and the bottom. Here's the back, and I did put, oh goodness, me and this camera today. I did put a clear book number 47 label there. You guys will be good to know, while I was on my trip, I have decided it's high time to get my studio in a different kind of working order. So I'm going to do a quick remodel in here, and then maybe finally you guys will get a video of my craft room. All right, so let's get to this guy. And let me give you the details. One moment. And the details on this one are, this guy is 13 inches tall, 8 1/4 inches wide. It has a 1 3/4 inch spine with 8 signatures and just under 200 pages. And hopefully I'm gonna get the whole book in here. There's a little label down here in the corner that says this book must not be destroyed. And let's go with that. Tons of vintage tape in this one because I did use a lot of old book pages and whatnot that did have a little bit of tearing, so I just grunged it up with the tape. I think it turned out beautifully. And I did use a lot of the clear labels and print them out, which I love. These are some of the original pages from this tool book. It has the description, the part number, the drawer number, the location, if it had any special markings, and the number of the tool. I think that's fun. And there's some little ticket tabs throughout this one. And this one's very eclectic. There's botanical stuff in here. There are pages from Bella Grace and Stampington magazines where I saw either pretty pictures or quotes or poems that I loved. I tucked those in. There's a claim check ticket. This is a ledger page from 1871. That's ledger on this side. And then some newspaper clippings on the other side. More of the ledger. And the pages, you know, because this is so big, they're all different sizes and stacked in differently. There's a tuck there. Just a little folio that you can make into something of your own. More of the music. This is some piece of the large 12 by 12 Tim Holtz vellum. The edge of a ledger. This is, let's see, was this? Yeah, this is some printable eco dye. Some more of the clear labels and music. There's a blue chip stamp on each side of this page. This is, let's see, 11 by 17 print of bookbinding stationery ledger, and this is from the old design shop, and I believe this is on her blog. I'll have to check that. There's some more music, This is one of the pages out of that little book I showed you guys a few videos ago. It was a 100 pages of different like scrapbooking paper I got on Amazon. And this can be a little tuck here. And this was a piece of ledger that I printed this eco die on. The rest of the vellum. Here's a bird page that I tea stained. An old letter from 1925. This was this I believe was the front and back pages of a ledger. So I put the ledger stamp on there. Now, in this pocket, it's one of the little IBM cards. There's a little eco-dyed tag. And this, I am 99% sure that this is pure silk. And it's a hanky, and it is gorgeous. Look at the embroidery on that. I can't read the Chinese, but I know by touch, I am 99% sure that is silk. So I thought that might be fun to play with in this journal. Little guy tucked back in there. This is a book page that I hand marbled. There's some little bit of collaging there. This is out of a Sadler's Geography. Old. A vintage girl flashcard. Some more book pages. Here's the other side of that ledger. And there's just a tag and a Western Union night letter, front and back, and an old recipe card with the fruit. The good old fruit. There's the other side of that grungy letter. And some more birds. And Christy sent me this. Christy, I need to know where you got that. There's just an old ledger page clipped on here from 1862. Some more of the original. This is just one of the embossed little mini covers. I thought I'd just tuck one in here. Somebody wanted to make a mini journal or, you know, tuck some favorite things in there. This is, I think, this is from an old children's book. There's a little record of work done slip there. And the other side of that page, there's some more of that pretty paper that I love. Another page from the original book. This envelope, I did some stamping on and put a stamp on, and then I beeswaxed it. And then inside is some sort of monies that I also beeswaxed. So that's tucked in there. Yeah, I'm gonna have some beeswax projects coming up too. Boy, did I make myself a list of things to do while I was on my trip. Goodness. That's the other side of that. And this is a piece of that ledger from it's got English and either Japanese or Chinese writing. And here's one of those cute little girl cards. Here's another receipt from 1926. Some blank ledger, some old ledger. There's one of the clear labels there. I love this handwriting. Oh, my printer's gonna talk to me now that I'm home. Yeah, 1863. So cool. Other side of that one. I think this is one of Nick's papers that it's kind of on a cardstock that I tea stained. Oh, this is, I wish, Rosemary, you would scan all of your eco-dyed, because this is one of my favorites. That is just stunning. I almost didn't put it in this book. And that is just a digital eco-dye, just like that one. This is, instructions from some vintage flashcards. There's the other side of that eco-dyed. Just a little journaling card there and there. And then this is another one of my prints from my digi set in my shop. There's another ticket tab on this one. Thank you, Keisha, for that idea. Some more ledger. This is another avocado page from my buddy Pam. And I have put this full spread from the book The Seasons. I love how it bled through. Here's a big piece of ledger, folded over, some marbled paper, another vintage page, another clear label, one more page from the original ledger that this was. There's another label there, more book, more marbled paper with a quote, and there's the back. And there's a ex libris plate on that one. And I love the end pages that I put in here. So again, this one will come either like that or like that. Just let me know in a message with its own pin and this beautiful dangle. So there we go. So both of these sets will go in the shop. If this video is up, they're in there. And I think I may be back later today with a live video to show you some goodies I got in Belize. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Bye.